How are we doing, guys? I'm Ryan and welcome to the top 10 most anticipated games for 2016. Just before we start, I'd like to say this is all in my opinion, so if you don't agree with it, just leave a comment down below on which ones you like to see in the top 10. So, kicking it off with number 10 comes Outlast 2. So this game is currently in development by Red Barrels Games, which actually created the first Outlast, so we know where this is going already. It's going to be jump scare to hell. It's going to be great to watch reaction on this channel when the game's released this autumn. It's going to be available on Mac, PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It's going to be rated an M for mature, so it's probably going to be around an 18 when it's released in the UK. Now the reason I gave it my number 10 spot is because I haven't actually experienced the game myself, so I couldn't really give it any higher on the basis of I don't really know what to expect. But from reading reviews and watching funny reaction videos on YouTube, I've decided that it needed a top 10 spot just because of how good the reviews were. And with the same studio creating Outlast 2, I just know this game is going to be a huge hit in 2016. Jumping straight into number 9 is going to be Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Since the first installment of Mirror's Edge was released way back in 2008, I think it's only fair that 2016 is the year we finally get Mirror's Edge 2. Mirror's Edge Catalyst will run on the Frostbite engine which DICE have created, and we all know how stunningly beautiful Battlefront and Battlefield have been for the last couple of years. So this leads me to believe that the Frostbite engine will not only create a visually stunning game, it'll also bring to life the world of Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge is a hugely unique world which combines free running, combat and a semi-open world, and I for one cannot wait until this comes out so I can clock as many hours as I can on this game. From the gameplay and trailers I've seen, it looks like they're not just trying to retell and remake the Mirror's Edge story, it looks like they're trying to expand on the franchise, diversify the world and tell each and every story that the characters have to offer. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is set to be released on May 26, 2016 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. Coming in at number 8 is Horizon Zero Dawn. So this is the first of the console exclusive games to get into the top 10. So you'll play as a female protagonist called Aloy, and she'll be set in a post-apocalyptic land which is ruled totally by mechanicalized creatures that resemble dinosaurs basically. Now this game is going to be an RPG open world game with heavy tribal influences. We're not 100% sure how big the world's going to be yet, but from the gameplay I've seen it looks like it's going to be quite a big game. This game is going to be a PS4 exclusive created by Guerrilla Games, who also created the Killzone series. This is the first RPG open world game that Guerrilla Games will have created, and I'm really excited to see how this game turns out when it is released in 2016. At number 7 we have Dead Island 2. The game is set a couple of months after the events of Dead Island and is set in California, quarantined due to a new zombie outbreak. This RPG survival horror game will use Unreal Engine 4 to the best of its capabilities to create a vibrant and deadly California. The game's development saw a rocky start with Techland originally set to develop Dead Island 2. But Techland shortly after got the rights from Warner Brothers to create a new game called Dying Light. This meant that Deep Silver, the publishing company, had to then go out and find the best suitor for the sequel. This fell to Jaeger Development, but after a couple of months developing the game, the company backed out, saying it was due to a difference of vision for the game. But now with a new company developing the game, it looks like this game will be solid for a 2016 release. The game will feature a completely new combat system, as well as several different features including the rage system, which gives a player a temporary boost, and slight differences to the crafting systems. This game is set to be released in 2016 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. At number 6 we have Gears of War 4. The first Gears of War game was released way back in 2006, and since then the franchise has brought us 4 games and a remastered Ultimate Edition for Xbox One. Gears of War is a third-person shooter with a driven story and compelling narrative, as well as breaking many a gamer's heart with its upsetting character deaths. Now in Gears of War 3 the trilogy ended, and with them saving the world and everyone living happily ever after, everyone assumed the franchise was over. But now with all the monsters back, I can only assume that Gears 4 will be set between 1 to 3, or way in the future when the monsters have returned. As you can see by the gameplay on the screen, the game is heading into a more sinister and darker feel, more like a survival horror. The Coalition plan to release Gears 4 Holiday 2016 for Xbox One. At number 5, we've got Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is possibly the most iconic franchise that PlayStation has created in recent years. This franchise, along with Assassin's Creed 2, are the games I hold most dear to my heart and have the most fond memories of. I've recently played all 3 games again via the Nathan Drake collection on PS4. The Uncharted games have undoubtedly grown in terms of features and scale with every new addition to the franchise. With a 5-year gap from Uncharted 3, and the fact that new next-gen consoles have been released in the time, I know that Uncharted 4 is going to push the graphical capabilities of the PS4. Filter in the fact that The Last of Us, 2013's Game of the Year, was created by Naughty Dog, the people who have created all the Uncharted games. So there is no doubt Uncharted 4 is going to be a huge game for PS4 gamers when it is released April 26, 2016. At number 4, we've got Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars is a real-time strategy game set in the Halo universe. It combines what players most love about Halo with a strategic and war commander feel. It came with a single-player story mode, which was my personal favourite, and an online multiplayer which, if you were a little too slow, would have your base destroyed in around 2 minutes flat. Halo Wars was released way back in 2009, but is still a fan favourite with all Xbox players. Now, with next-gen capabilities, I'd imagine we'd see more heavy troop and base customization, along with updated graphics. Halo Wars 2 is released later in 2016 for Xbox One and Windows PC. We're into our top 3 now, and the 3rd place spot goes to No Man's Sky. This game needed to be in the top 3 for the simple fact it looks absolutely visually and technologically stunning. Its colours and graphics look beautiful, and I know if I was to fly around space, I'd want it to look as gorgeous as it does in this game. No Man's Sky is a first-person flight simulator / space explorer game, or as the producers like to put it, a sci-fi adventure game. The concept behind it is absolutely amazing. It is a procedurally generated infinite galaxy. Infinite. This game basically never ends. It also has online capabilities, so the creatures you find on the planet will have been spotted and named by someone else, or you. It has actually been given the award of Most Anticipated Game of 2016, but here at RFD we gave it our 3rd place spot for the simple fact we don't want to get our hopes up too high to be let down. We want to have our space helmets blown off by this game, as I'm sure it will do. This game will be released June 2016 on PlayStation and PC, so sorry if I do gun you down for that dodo bird lookalike I've just spotted. At number 2, we have possibly the best game announcement to be made at E3 2015, it's Mafia III. Mafia is a sequel to the hugely popular games Mafia and Mafia II, but focuses on an entirely new character, Lincoln Clay. Lincoln Clay is a Vietnamese war veteran, and when he returns, starts a quest to get revenge on his friends' deaths. Mafia 3 is set in 1968 New Orleans, so as you can tell there will be Tommy guns, revolvers, and the classic Mafia vs Mafia shootouts. From the gameplay I've seen, it has a definite house style leaning towards the 60s, and really sells itself as a Mafia style game. There will be many different ways to approach the game. You can go in guns blazing like a good Mafia boss, or you can go in the stealthy way and avoid shootouts. I imagine some quests will also be able to be completed without killing, like many games at the moment, so like Fallout 4. Also, with a huge open world to explore freely, this game is really going to bring to life what it would have been like to live in America in the 60s, where the real law was the one set by the Mafia. A new studio called Hangar 13 is creating the game, but it's helped by a lot of the producers from 2K Czech, so we should see the return of everything we loved in the previous Mafia games. And for these reasons, I decided it needed to be the number 2 spot. Mafia 3 will be released later in 2016 for PS4, Xbox One and PC. and the top spot evidently had to go to Tom Clancy's The Division. Ever since this game was announced, I knew it would be an amazing game. The teasers and trailers were very detailed and generally directed very well. The CGI looks very good, almost real life, and the snippets of initial gameplay released looked perfect for me and my MMORPG wants. Over recent days, YouTube channels like Jack Frags and Outside Xbox have been posting more recent and final pre-beta gameplay, and I have to say how amazed I am at how well they've made this game. The graphics look amazing, and the scenery of your post-apocalyptic New York looks natural, like the car actually swerved off the road and flipped. Not that the car was randomly generated there in coding. The thing I like most is that although this game follows suit of many other post-apocalyptic games about human versus human, it manages to stay unique and unlike any other. It offers so much more in the way of customization. You can have normal bullets, explosive bullets, or many more. You can have normal AI turrets or an upgraded flamethrower turret. You can also customise your character in detail, so yes, I am evidently going to be the 7-foot guy running around with the ginger afro. The features of this game seem to be endless at the moment, and with the beta being released on January 28th, you can expect to see a lot of beta footage on this channel as soon as it's released. The full game will be released 8th of March 2016 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC, so I hope to see you in the Dark Zone. So these were my top 10 most anticipated games for 2016. If you agree with this video, give it a like. If not, leave a comment down below on your top 10. And thank you for watching RFD.